As a series evolves, so do many of the elements within that series. With Fire Emblem, well, it's of course the Fire Emblem. Over the course of its 30-year history, the Fire Emblem has changed with each passing entry. So today, we're going to take a look at the history of the Fire Emblem. The Fire Emblem in Archanea is an incomplete version of the Binding Shield, the same shield that maintains the seal placed on the Earth Dragons by Naga in the year 740. She left the shield and the falchion inside the Fane of Ramen, but was then stolen by a thief named Adra. Adra separated the 5 spears from the shield, which weakened the seal on the Earth Dragons and sold it for weed. He renamed the shield the Fire Emblem and gave it to House Archanea. In gameplay, it's used as an infinite chest key, though it can't open doors. Only Marth can wield it and is permanently stuck in his inventory. In FE3 and New Mystery, in its Binding Shield state, it completely obliterates Earth Dragons. House Archanea used it as a sort of badge of honor and was given to both Caldas during the War of Liberation and Marth during the War of Shadows and Heroes. Marth repaired the shield during the War of Heroes and reinstalled the seal after he was named king. In Valentia, it's just not there. Since it coexists with Archanea, they just don't have one. Fake FE game. Several years after Mystery the Emblem comes Awakening. Ylisse still has the Binding Shield in its complete state, but it's still referred to as the Fire Emblem. The Fire Emblem was used by the first Exile to defeat Grima 1000 years prior to Awakening. Some time passes and an event called the Schism occurs, which separates 4 of the gemstones from the shield, leaving only the Light Spear, now called Argent, to remain in the shield. Some more time passes, Chrom fixes the shield, performs the Rite of Awakening, sacrifices his firstborn in exchange for better stats, fights Grima, saves the world, you know, Awakening. From top to bottom it goes, the Light Sphere, Dark Sphere, Star Sphere, Life Sphere, and Geosphere. Though in Awakening it goes Argent, Sable, Vert, Goals, and Azure. They're all obtained at different times and give unique benefits to the wielder, such as plus 10 critical to all allies that are nearby, or health recovery at the start of each turn. In Jugdral, the Fire Emblem is stated to be the crest of Veltharmer, which is also regarded to as a symbol of justice. Ironic.
Whoa!
Elibe regards the Fire Emblem as a national treasure of Bern. Between the 2 Elibe games, it serves differing purposes. Binding Blade has it be an integral part of the story, granting access to the Binding Blade in the Shrine of Seals. While in Blazing Blade, the Fire Emblem is used as a plot device in order to get Elibe directions for the Shrine of Seals. Despite never being explicitly shown, the crest that appears in the opening of FE6 could be inferred to be Elibe's Fire Emblem. The Sacred Stone of Grado, which Formatus is sealed in, is referred to as the Fire Emblem. Prior to Sacred Stones, Leon split the stone in half so he can prevent an earthquake and revive his father. This did in turn cause the dark half of the stone to possess him and cause the events of FE8. The medallion that Mist was always carrying was actually the same one used to seal the Goddess of Chaos, Yune, 800 years prior to Path of Radiance. It was created by Liron of the Heron tribe and was kept under tight security by the tribe. Oh, and it's also referred to as the Fire Emblem. The weapon Yato is known by 2 names, the Seal of Flames and the Fire Emblem. This does depend on which form it takes. In its Shadow and Blazing forms, it's called the Seal of Flames, while in its Omega form, it's called the Fire Emblem. The divine weapons Brynhild and Siegfried unlock the Seal of Flames in Conquest, and in Birthright it's the Fujiyumi and Rajento. Having all 4 divine weapons will unlock the Omega form, or the Fire Emblem. In Fodlan, the Crest of Flames is the Fire Emblem. About 1,000 years prior to Three Houses, the bandit leader Nemesis grave-robbed Sothis' remains and acquired the Crest of Flames, as well as crafted a sword from her blood and bones. He then went to Xanadu and slaughtered the children of the goddess, acquired their blood to make him stronger, gained a bunch of allies, and started a huge war that lasted 66 years. Saros ultimately stopped them, but the 10 elites had already gained crests from the children of the goddess, so Saros lied about Nemesis' goal and created the modern crest system seen in-game. The Crest of Flames was passed down to Byleth and Edelgard, so technically you are the Fire Emblem! The Dynasty Warriors and Fire Emblem crossover resulted in Fire Emblem Heroes, a hack and slash type of game that has a large amount of characters from the entirety of the Fire Emblem series. The plot involves the twins Rowan and Leanne going on a quest to retrieve all the stones for the Shield of Flames so that they may defeat the evil Velazark. And wait a minute. That's just a copy-pasted Fire Emblem! The gemstones even have similar names! And to top it off, the Shield of Flames doesn't even have any gameplay purpose or benefits. It's just a cosmetic item! That's as much blasphemy as Awakening taking up most of the roster. Fire Emblem Heroes presents the Fire Emblem in the form of a skill and special limited to Legendary Marth. Fire Emblem boosts the user to attack by 30% of their speed. After combat, the user and all nearby allies gain +4 to all their stats for 1 turn. The passive skill Binding Shield guarantees the wielder a follow-up attack, as well as making the opposing foe unable to counterattack or make a follow-up attack against dragon units. I don't know how to end videos, so read Dan to Dan.